My name is Marjorie Klein. I live in Asheville now. I moved there 6 years ago, but I lived in Miami for 4 decades plus. If I had a song that was my song, actually, I guess I could pick the song that my mother named me after, which was Margie. Never mind, I don't remember the lyrics. It was one of those balmy Miami nights when the heat had subsided and the air was heavy with the scent of night-blooming jasmine. A night like many others we spent reclining on the lounge chairs of our upper deck. We talked lazily about nothing much, comfortable in our coupledom. Suddenly, "Did you see that?" We said it at the same time. We both did see that, but what we saw was what? It was over in a moment, something flying just over our heads, then disappearing over our neighbor's roof and into the trees. If we hadn't had each other as a witness, I might have thought I was hallucinating. But we both saw the same thing. Golden, fleeting, maybe oval, maybe round. The vision stays with me, perhaps because it was one of those moments that brought us together in our now dead marriage. It reminds me that once upon a time, we were happy. It was soon after that we realized our happiness was in the past and we split to go our separate ways. On one of our first nights apart, when I was alone in the bedroom I once shared with my husband, I was awakened by loud music. But not just any music. It was what we had considered in our sappy, lovelorn courting days, our song. Its lyrics seemed ironic now, with divorce on the near horizon. When I fall in love, it will be forever. At first, I thought I was dreaming. And then I realized it was real, soaring through the night and into my open window. I went out on the deck, the same deck from which we had watched the mysterious, glowing object fly overhead. None of my neighbors, apparently, were having a 3 a.m. party. For one crazy moment, I indulged in the totally ridiculous fantasy that my husband was outside my window, serenading me. I looked. No one was there. The music came from nowhere and everywhere. When that song was over, I listened to several more. Then it began again. When I fall in love. And that's when I dialed the police. I needed not so much protection from the annoyance of loud music at 3 a.m., but someone who would validate my sanity by answering the question, "Did you hear that?" with yes. The policewoman who came to my door heard the music to my great relief. We stood silent and motionless for a long moment, listening to the lyrics. "Let's track it down," she said, and so I climbed into her patrol car. We drove through the sleeping streets where the music played cat and mouse with us. At one point, it grew so loud we thought we found its source. We pulled up to an ornate iron gate of an estate. The house was barely visible in the darkness through a jungle of tropical landscaping. There were no lights on in the house. The policewoman repeatedly pressed the intercom button. No one answered. we crept around the periphery, an odd pair of sleuths, one in uniform, the other in a pink terry bathrobe and furry, now soggy slippers. We followed the vine-tangled fence until we found a spot where we could peer into the yard. Music was blasting from high speakers placed in various locations on the property. No one was there, and there was nothing we could do. She drove me home, and all she suggested was I leave a note at the estate, asking that they refrain from playing music late at night. As she drove away, I felt let down. I wished the music had remained a mystery. Unlike the mystical flight, where anything seemed possible, the mundane reality of music from loudspeakers had erased the possibility of wonder. I wanted that wonder back again. The time of illusion, when the flash of a flying object overhead could be shared as a common dream. When my husband might have surprised me with our song sung off-key. When I fell in love, I believed it would be forever. I went up to the deck and listened for a while, sprawled out on the lounge chair, looking up at the sky as the sun began to rise. The music finally ended, replaced by the wake-up calls of birds, one to the other. Still, I waited, hoping that the golden, mysterious something would return.